Hey guys, and welcome back to another one of my videos. So in one of my previous videos, I showed you my deadmau5 helmet replica, the carbon fiber deadmau5 helmet. In today's video, I'll be showcasing you a mini deadmau5 helmet, to say it like that. It is created, or it is made by the same guy who makes the carbon fiber one, and it's pretty interesting, so I figured I would share so you get to see it more up close and how it looks, or if you're just a deadmau5 nerd like me and you want to see more deadmau5 stuff, then I got you. Before we get started, if you haven't seen the deadmau5 helmet, the carbon fiber replica, I'll quickly show it off, but I would advise you to go check out the full video. So here you can see this is the full scale replica, and it is real carbon fiber, and you can see the detailing on it. It is pretty neat. But yeah, please check out that video because I talk about it a little bit better over there. But let's get on to the mini head. So here we have the deadmau5 mini head, and I'll just show it. I'll just hold it here for a little bit so you see it. And at the back, so at the back we have a little port that you can plug in. So because the eyes actually glow, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, this is pretty neat. So the base is plastic, but the ears are actually foam, so you can see that I can squish them. So they're a bit floppy than, how would you want them to be, but they're still pretty sturdy. So if you want to, have this on a display somewhere, which I would recommend that, where I think this is what it's made for. So it's pretty neat. And the mouth as well, it actually has a grill underneath, if you can see. But it's also cloth. Don't mind the little scuffs that I have on the mouth here, because I actually don't know how I managed to scuff that. So I will try and clean it somehow. But yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate. And let's take a look on the inside. So on the inside here, I'm not sure if you can see it pretty good in the camera. You see how it's pretty much set up, and you got all the wires for the ears. The eyes. And you can see the little valves here for the ears because you actually screw them in. And actually, I think I would prefer to have that like on an actual helmet where you actually screw in the ears versus like just having them, you can pop them in and out. But hey, you win some, you lose some. It's still pretty neat. And its size, it's big enough so you can put it maybe on like a, like a cat head. But don't do that. Obviously, I'm just kidding. These are pretty cool, but I feel like they would be even cooler if you actually if like the person who made them actually used high quality materials. I'm not saying that this one isn't high quality, but what I'm talking about is have like, let's say, a real carbon fiber one that's proper sturdy, proper like made out of proper like structure, and so it's just a scaled down version of the actual big helmet. So I still like this. This is pretty neat. And of course, if you're a deadmau5 nerd, then having this somewhere like just sitting in the background is pretty neat. And I like the cloth material. It is pretty nice. But I would definitely like to see some higher quality materials used, like real carbon fiber or plastic or something like that. Another thing that I want to point out that I'm not a huge or like the biggest fan of is the eyes. Now the eyes are pretty fine and they're pretty good, but what I like about the big scale replica is the eyes actually bulge out much more. So these are kind of just like a slight bump. Now I don't know if he was trying to like do budget cuts or if he was trying to kind of save on the materials, which I would understand. But I would feel like it's a little bit off proportion. The ears also like kind of stretch out. They're kind of a bit egg-shaped rather than circular, but that's not, on some actual helmets they are like that, so that doesn't bother me as much. But I would definitely like to see the bulge out eyes, because if I quickly show you, you see how on the high scale replica, you see how the eyes, they stick out so much, and they're basically half a sphere. Versus on the small one where it's just slightly bulging out. Let me turn on the eyes for you. So the eyes, the battery pack, you have only 2 AA batteries, and it uses the same port as you would use it on the actual higher scale replica. You just plug it here at the back, and now you can see, I have some lights in my studio, so apologies for that, but you should be able to see how they glow still. So pretty neat, right? And that's your miniature deadmau5 helmet. And you see the edges, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, you see how the edges kind of fade out still. On some, because he actually sells these on his Etsy, and I will leave a link in the description down below, of course. but some of the eyes, they actually have like X's on them, like, you know, like on the actual replica, so that's pretty neat. I think this one is a bit cooler, but that it's cleaner, but again, if he were to use like real carbon fiber and like real, you know, proper materials, then, you know, it would be cool. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a thing that's gonna sit on your shelf, so it's not something that you're gonna actually, you can't wear unless your head is very tiny. So maybe that's why he's not using the proper materials. One cool thing about the heads is they're very limited edition. So you see, you get this little card from him, and you can see that it's a basically classic red velvet with, I'm not sure if my camera will focus, 15 out of 20. So 20 is the maximum he will make, and he won't do them again unless there is some major success in them. And you see, you get his signature, and that's it. So pretty neat stuff. And again, like, it's just something, you know, if you're a nerd, if you're a small deadmau5 nerd and fan, you want to get something that just sits on your, you know, shelf. I keep it usually under my, so I keep it right here, and I just kind of have it sit there, and it's pretty cool. Alright, that's about it, as much as I have to say about the helmet, or about the mini head. Again, if you would like to get one of your for yourself, then be sure to go check out the link in the description. I'll leave the Etsy. If you have bump into some problems or something like that, then you can reach to him on through his Instagram. I will also leave the little @ in the description, so go check it out. Again, if you haven't seen the replica of the carbon fiber one, be sure to check that one out, because that one is really cool, and he also makes them, so you can commission him if you would choose to do so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, all the links you're going to need are going to be down in the video description. And yeah, if you have some questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, and I'll try to answer all of them. Alright, peace out.